Right, today we're going to show you how I change the actual pins in the dog bones. This is my son's B7.1. I've done that one. I've already done that one. I don't know how well you can see this, but this one here is the worn one. That I don't know how well you can see. Can you see the flat edge? You should be able to see the flat edge. The new one hasn't got any flat edges. Now, when you put a new pin in, well, let me tell you about what happens when the pin's too worn. What happens is you don't get as much mechanical bind in the outdrive. So when that's in the outdrive there, if it's slopping around, and you won't get as much mechanical bind. So you need to keep the pins pretty fresh. So I'm going to show you how I change them. This one, yeah, it is worn. It is, I mean, we've done probably about 3 months on this car now. So probably about 20 runs, 20 race days. So we're going to copy this tool. We're going to manufacture this tool. So you just got to make sure you get everything lined up. Now, let me just tell you about an experience I had before. I've actually tried heating this up, the actual head of the dog bone, just with a cigarette lighter, and it actually didn't turn out very well. So I now just take them out and put them in cold. I mean, common sense to tell you to heat it up to get them out, but it actually didn't. Every time I heated it up years ago, I always made a mess of it. So I just put them in, take them out and put them in cold. So there's the old pin there. And if you can you see the flat edges on there? So now I'll give that a bit of a wipe. I give that a wipe, but I don't put any. I've tried all sorts of stuff. I put oil in there, and it works out better if you just bang it out and put it back in. You don't need anything fancy, because this should be done on a machine at Thunder Tiger. I'll guarantee you that. Now, when you put them back in, you got to use the other side of the. Now, when you're putting them back in, this is where a little bit of skill's involved. You've got to make sure everything's lined up, and everything's pretty straight, because if you don't, you just got to make sure that bone's straight. Now, this is a critical part. When you start to put the new pin into the bone, I always start it and then check it. You see how that looks nice and straight? And then once you've started it off nice and straight, then you can Once you've done 10 or 15, you a bit more. I'll just give it a wipe up. Just a bit of dirt come out the other side. Just needs a bit more. And you see that there, just needs a... little bit more. After you've changed the pin, say about 4 or 5 times, it won't be as tight. When you put a new pin in, it won't be as tight. It'll still work. But if it gets a bit too loose, if it starts getting too loose, I mean, it's time to buy. You got to buy 2 new bones, which is, you know, at about $15. But I mean, if I'd changed about 3 or 4 pins over, say, the space of a year and a half, and it was on the 4th pin, I would just get a drop of blue Loctite and then put it in with a new pin, and then that'd be it. Then once they've worn, I would just go ahead and buy a new set of bones. And now these are the 69mm, but Associated now have made the 70mm and the 71mm, because it depends what C block you're running, and it depends what position in the C block you're running. Because the more that bone is in the outdrive, I mean, you don't want it too far in because you've got to land the car. But the more that bone is in the outdrive, the more mechanical bind you'll get. But anyway, that's the way I change. There's the old ones. That's the way I change my pins in the car to keep consistent traction. So what that'll do now, it'll take about 5 or 6 runs, because you've got to rough them up because they're shiny. You've got to get metal to metal. Once they're roughed up, you get a bind from the car. You'll get a noise from the car. You'll get what's called mechanical bind.